Almost 4 pounds of deliciousness. What are we doing right now? Oh,
that's what we call the fat boy.
Looks totally ravishing, baby. I'm about to get it in right here. My God. You are my barbecue cheese.
Yeah, acknowledge me.
I'm acknowledging you, my barbecue cheese. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another smoky episode of America's Best Restaurants. Right now, I'm about to get some delicious barbecue here in Price, Utah. And you know what? Everybody has a price for some great barbecue. So I'm getting ready to go inside Ruben's barbecue, throw down with some delicious food, and hang out with a new friend. So as always, let's go inside, have some fun, and of course, get to the eating. So, kicking off this episode back here in the kitchen with my guy Ruben of Ruben's Barbecue. The smells coming out of this kitchen have been absolutely amazing, and I see a whole lot of deliciousness sitting in front of my face. Ruben, what is about to happen here, my guy?
We're gonna make the iconic fat boy.
All right, cool. So, what's the fat boy looking like?
So we start off with the potato. So
Nice.
we put the potato, we put butter on it. Then we go with our house-made mac and cheese.
Yes.
So that's their first layer. Then we have our pulled pork.
Yes.
So this is usually half pound to a little over half pound. This is a little bit heavier than normal. Now, the
Yes.
moist brisket. So you want the fat side, we want the flavor.
Absolutely.
If you want lean, you want a sandwich.
Pile that on there. Look at all that delicious
We're gonna spread
meat.
that out a little bit. Next is our house-made sausage.
Oh, come on.
So we have two kinds of sausage here. We have our jalapeno cheddar and then our regular pork sausage. So we usually put that on the side. And this is why it's called the fat boy, because it starts to bust over the seams.
This is a monster.
This is a monster. So then we put the pork spare rib on top. 3.52.
3.5 pounds of deliciousness.
This is our house-made nacho cheese.
Oh man, stop playing with me. This is crazy. This is absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. We are now at 3.71 pounds.
Yes.
Almost 4 pounds of deliciousness. What are we doing right now? Oh,
That's
my
what we
goodness.
call the fat boy.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. I mean, it just makes me want to, get my ravishing Rick Rude on in here, because this meal looks totally ravishing, baby. I'm about to get it in right here. I want to get to the potato. So I got some of the potato, got some of the mac and cheese, get some of the sausage. I also want to, where we at with the brisket? Let's get some of the brisket in there. Pulled pork. My God. You are my barbecue cheese.
Yeah, acknowledge me.
I'm acknowledging you, my barbecue cheese, because that slaps hard. Thank you so much for that. That is amazing. But we got a whole lot more food to eat.
Yes, we do.
All right, cool. Well, I think I might take a couple more bites out of this because this is just so delicious. And then we're gonna sit down, we're gonna chop it up and talk about life. We done got out of the kitchen and now we are sitting down here with a smorgasbord of meats and a delicious treat. How did you get so good at making barbecue, man?
Like I was talking about earlier, I learned from a good friend of mine. He did competition cooking in Texas. So competition cooking in Texas is huge. And I wanted to get into that scene. And so I just started hanging out with him. And that's why when we say our barbecue is not really backyard style barbecue where the ribs fall off the bone and stuff. It's competition style where it's the meat still tender, comes right off the bone. But that's how I learned how to cook, was through him, and we don't take shortcuts.
You make your sausages in-house?
Yes, so we make our own sausage. Sausage was something that I wanted to learn how to do, and I actually learned it here in Utah. There was a guy here in Utah that taught me how to do it. He goes, I'm not gonna tell you how we make our sausage at the butcher shop, because I'll teach you how to case it. And that's what he did. And I was like, yeah, I don't want your recipe. I just need to understand how the casing process works. And that was a learning experience. The first time I made sausage, it would take me 4 to 5 hours to make 20 pounds.
Oh, wow.
It takes me 15 minutes now to do 20 pounds. Yeah.
Lickety split
repetition.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was right. But repetition.
Since we're talking about the sauce right now, I'm just gonna give it a try.
Yeah. So you have on your left there is our new jalapeno cheddar sausage.
Ooh, I gotta go for that. That's so good, I almost cussed, man. That is so good, man.
Yeah, it's and we keep the seed in there too. And it's regular jalapenos. I just cut the edge off and just right through the grinder.
Give you some nice heat on that. Yeah, man.
It's a late heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slow burn.
Yeah.
Hit you in the back of your throat. But excellent flavor on that, dude.
That's the thing about the jalapeno. Each bite will be different because, like I said, we keep the seed in the pepper. So sometimes the peppers are that big, and sometimes they're that big.
Yeah.
It just depends on what we get in that bag. So.
Absolutely.
And then we use real cheese. We use a sharp cheddar.
Sharp cheddar.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
That's a good choice for a sausage.
Yeah.
It's going to be able to hold its own flavor-wise with all the different flavors
Yes.
that you're throwing in there. So that's an excellent choice right there. So, like, you know, your wife got the job up here.
Yeah.
You know, starting to teach our next generation of college students.
Yeah.
You know, but you came up here. Barbecue wasn't initially the plan, was it?
No, it wasn't initially the plan. So when we moved up here, I was like, look, I can find a job anywhere. You know, I'm general labor. I was like, I'll figure something out. But when I was leaving Texas, barbecue was becoming a big part of who I was. I was doing catering jobs for people. I did Little League Open series and stuff. I was really big in CrossFit gyms. Like they would do CrossFit competitions.
Really?
Yeah, I would come up there. And how I paid for my membership for the year is I'd cook a bunch of half chickens for the competitions.
Seriously?
Yeah,
That's pretty dope.
One of my best friends was the head trainer there. Living with the CrossFit coach, you thought I'd be skinny, but no. Did not happen. I was starting to get known for barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we moved out here, I was like, you know, if I'm ever gonna do it, now is the time. Let's start out small. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if we have something to say with the food. And I decided to pull the trigger. I've been doing this full time for 3 years now. That was a really scary choice to make, you know, betting on yourself. But I was like, I got to do it. You know, I don't want to live in what if.
Absolutely.
I want to be. I did it. I can show my sons that hey, you don't necessarily have to go to college to make a living. You know, if you have good food, you can make a decent living.
I mean, that's super dope, man. And that's the thing about being an entrepreneur. It really is just having the confidence in yourself and just the determination to just say, hey, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
One last thing I did want to ask you, your role in the community, you do stuff like, you know, like for like the kids in the community and like
Yes.
racing and all that stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
so we sponsor Little League teams. We sponsor softball teams. We're a sponsor of USU Athletics here. But I also, this year, I sponsored 3 motocross riders. It was my first time doing that. That was fun. I've never been to a motocross race. Utah, wind and dirt. So yeah, so we serve at our pop-ups, we serve straight from the trailer. So we always tell people when we're at those pop-ups where we know it's windy and dirty, it's like, hey, it's a Texas barbecue with a little bit of Texas Utah in there.
Yes, sir. Right now, I think it's time for us to get to the eating. Ruben, what am I looking at right here, my friend?
These are our loaded fries. So our loaded fries are house cut every day. That's brisket, pico, jalapenos, and our house-made nacho cheese.
What?
Yes, nothing here comes from a can other than the green beans.
Stop playing with me. This looks crazy. Look at that. This looks insane, dude. I can't wait to sink my teeth in there. This is so delicious.
Thank you.
With the combination of your french fries, the heat off the jalapenos, perfectly smoked brisket, that cheese, that's you prepare that in-house, right?
Yeah, we make our own cheese. We don't do the cheese from the can.
Oh, man.
I'm not a fan of that, but everything here is pretty much house-made.
This is so delicious. The only thing that comes to mind, every bite I take, is it makes me want to go, whoa! This is so phenomenal. I mean, it's kind of obvious what we're looking at, but you tell people what we're looking at right here.
All right, so this is our house made from scratch coleslaw. That's the sausage which you've already tried. This is the regular sausage. Green beans you've already tried. Smoked turkey, house-made beans with brisket in them, pulled pork, mac and cheese,
Oh, God.
brisket, pork spare ribs, and house-made potato salad.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so first off, I'm going to try this rib.
And you said you're a fan of the end piece.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude.
That's what, basically a burnt end for a rib.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, this is so phenomenal. Yo, and the flavor keeps on coming.
Yeah.
The
And
smoke.
It's just salt and pepper. All our meats are done the same way, just salt and pepper, which to us is true Texas barbecue. And this is what I was talking about with the competition style. It's clean bite. You get to the bone. It's not falling apart, and that's what we call the clean bite. That's what everybody's looking for in competition.
Yo, and I agree. So many people are so focused on having that fall off the bone,
Yes.
super juicy, but perfect rib should still have a
Yes.
little bit of density
Yes.
left to it. Those ribs are totally off the hook, man. Now I'm gonna try to go to the smoked turkey. I know this is gonna be packed full of flavor. After you eating that, I got 2 words for you. It's delicious. I'm gonna try one more thing before we wrap up. You gotta try the brisket.
Yeah.
Absolutely have to, like you can't have Texas barbecue without trying the brisket.
And this is my favorite cut. This is the what we call the moist side. So as you see, competition style, doesn't just fall apart, clean bites.
I'm gonna have to give you my highest honor. Ruben of Ruben's Barbecue officially has earned my patented 2 snaps and a Ric Flair. Woo! Cause this is bomb, dude!
We appreciate it. We all know you're a barbecue aficionado, so that means a lot to us.
For me, that brisket, so delicious, so tender. I love that you went the wet side,
Yeah.
because that's where all that flavor is in.
That's what I tell the people. I prefer the moist side.
Yeah.
We make our brisket grilled cheeses with that side, the
goodness.
quesadillas with that side, yeah.
Ruben, hey, my guy, I gotta tell you, not only is your food amazing, I've had a great time hanging out with you, man.
Yeah, me too.
It's like I got a new friend. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hey, anytime I meet a fellow wrestling head, I'm always gonna have a good time.
Wrestling, we've been talking wrestling, barbecue, and whiskey. I mean, it doesn't get any better than
Doesn't
that.
get better, yeah.
Well, Ruben, thank you so much for having America's Best Restaurants
Thank
here,
you.
my guy. I gotta tell you, man, our stop here at Ruben's Barbecue was absolutely glorious because everything that I had here was off the chain. First off, those loaded fries went hard in the paint, and then I had that delicious fat boy that was the size of Yokozuna. And then that meat platter, oh my goodness, I couldn't even get over how delicious it was, especially with the wet side of that brisket. I gotta tell you, it was absolutely perfect. So when I tell you, if you are ever in the area of Price, Utah, definitely make your way on by to Ruben's Barbecue. Unfortunately though, it's time for us to keep it pushing. So with that said, I'm Theo Williams for America's Best Restaurants. Hope to see you. Woo!